Hey guys, so is it just me or does there seem to be a reoccurring theme lately with movies where there's this theme of celebrities getting put into these really weird situations? Like in this movie, The Lost City, we have this celebrity author played by Sandra Bullock, and she gets kidnapped by Daniel Radcliffe's character and taken to the jungle, and then her cover model, played by Channing Tatum, needs to come save her. So it's sort of a theme because I've seen like there's this Nicolas Cage movie, The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, which I'm going to be seeing tomorrow night, which sort of seems like the same sort of thing, a celebrity getting put into this really weird situation where he meets like this crazy super fan played by Pedro Pascal. So all you Nicolas Cage fans out there, watch out for that. I'm going to be watching Face Off tonight and reviewing that as well because I feel like I just need to prepare and start watching Nicolas Cage movies in preparation of this movie because it's going to reference a lot of his other work, and I don't really think I've seen a lot of Nicolas Cage movies. Anyway, I'm rambling. The point is, so there's those two movies, and then there's this other one I'm really excited for, Operation Fortune, which is by Guy Ritchie, and it stars Jason Statham, and Guy Ritchie was directing this other movie, Wrath of Man, and it also starred Jason Statham, and I absolutely loved that movie. And this also is going to have Audrey Plaza and Carrie Elwes, and I'm a huge fan of them as well. So yeah, it's another movie that I'm excited for that seems to be the same sort of thing where you have a celebrity being put in this really weird situation. Anyway, I won't go into any more details about that, but it's just something that I've noticed that Hollywood seems to be doing lately, and I'm all for it. I think it's a really fun trope, however you say it. Anyway, I'm really excited to talk about this movie. So, was it as good as I hoped that it would be? And no, it wasn't as good as I hoped, but it wasn't horrible either. Honestly, my opinion of this movie is somewhere in the middle. It's just meh. You know, I didn't hate it, but I didn't really love it either. So here where I live in Australia, it comes out in I think 2 days, so I managed to go see it early. So these are my thoughts. So I did enjoy this movie more than I enjoyed Morbius. I don't really know if that is a compliment or not. If you've seen my Morbius review, you know that I didn't really have a very high opinion of it. But take it as you will. This is better than Morbius at least. So I always have enjoyed a good rom-com, but this is not a good rom-com. It isn't a good comedy. It isn't really a good romance movie. It doesn't really seem to know what it's trying to be. And, you know, there's these movies where you just know when you see the trailer that all the good moments are going to be in the trailer. And this was unfortunately one of those movies. Every single moment that I laughed, and there were definitely funny moments, don't get me wrong, but almost every single moment was already shown in the trailer, and then, you know, it just felt a little disjointed, like it was going to try to be a little too serious at times, and it could have really just committed to being over the top and sort of not slapstick comedy, but I don't know, a little bit light-hearted in some earlier moments. So Daniel Radcliffe as the villain, this is the first movie that I've seen since the Harry Potter movies where I finally can say that I don't see him as Harry Potter anymore. Every time I saw a Daniel Radcliffe movie like Guns Akimbo, I just couldn't stop seeing him as Harry Potter. But in this movie, he did do a good job as the villain. He owned the character. The character, he was charming. He was honestly, I think, my favorite part of the movie. So he was basically motivated by daddy issues, parental issues. We've never seen that in a villain before. But, you know, I still enjoyed it. So, Channing Tatum and Sandra Bullock, Brad Pitt, they all did a good job. They are all really good actors. They had good chemistry together. I wish they had kept Brad Pitt in as more than just a cameo appearance if they had made him more of an actual character, because his part of the movie was probably one of the most enjoyable parts. And I felt like they just got rid of his character too early. So I feel like Sandra Bullock's character, the writer, was so unlikable because here we have her cover model literally putting his life in danger to come save her. And she's horrible to him the whole time. She constantly belittles him and humiliates him and basically calls him stupid. And yeah, he isn't exactly the brightest bulb in the shed, you know, but still, he's putting his life in danger for her. And like, I get it's a movie, but it sort of rubbed me the wrong way. Like, I'm like, why are you going so far out of your way for this woman? Just leave her to get eaten by crocodiles and run. So this movie did have a good message towards the end. I won't go into spoilers, but basically the message was that people are the real treasure and that people are the most important treasure, not gold, not jewelry, all that type of stuff. And I think I might have given away a bit there, but you know, I don't think anyone is going to be too disappointed about a mild spoiler for this movie, or if you are, I'm sorry. But anyway, so look, I think the humor needed work. That was the main issue for me, is that the humor just seemed to fall flat so much of the time. And a lot of the humor was just very juvenile. And, you know, I don't have a problem with juvenile humor, but this just felt a little too much. So anyway, I feel like this movie had so much potential. We had these great actors, this really interesting storyline. It was like they had all the pieces of a great movie and they just couldn't put them together. And honestly, I think, like I said, it came down to dialogue, humor. They just really needed to rework that script again. So I would say that this is an okay date night movie. I was never bored in the movie. I was always entertained. And sometimes that's all you need for a movie, is to be entertained. So I would give this a 6 out of 10. So let me know in the comments down below if you've seen it, what you thought of it. And like I said earlier, if you could support the channel by subscribing or just giving me a like, it really helps me out.